Hi, Shari Levitin here to talk about speaking with confidence. A lot of salespeople, sales leaders, and entrepreneurs ask me, aren't you nervous when you speak in front of a crowd? How do you speak with confidence? So I'm going to talk about 3 ways. But first, I want to tell you, yes, of course, I get nervous. I think everybody has a fear of rejection when they put themselves out there. And I've been working with a speaking coach for years. So I think the first thing we have to realize is that we never know everything. And I originally hired a speaking coach and people laughed at me and they said, well, you're a professional speaker. Why would you take a class? Why would you hire a coach? And it's because I had never learned the distinctions of speaking. I didn't have a format. I didn't have a structure. And I think we always need to learn to get better. You certainly can't blame the audience if your speech doesn't go well. So whether you're a salesperson or an entrepreneur, whether you're speaking to a client or speaking in front of a big audience, it's important that we speak with confidence. So 3 quick things. And the first one is, and this is particularly for women, men too, but make sure, number 1, you don't use pitch voice. What do I mean by that? Well, several years ago when my son was 8, I got off the phone. He said, oh, were you talking to a client? And I looked at him and I said, how did you know? He says, well, you use pitch voice. It's that same voice you use when you do your video blogs. Well, I was pretty embarrassed and I listened to my video blogs and I could tell sometimes I used this pitch voice, which is very inauthentic. And it sounded like, hi, my name. And it's grating. It sounds like you're on a stage. It's inauthentic. So I really learned from my speaking coach to bring it down, to come from the diaphragm and purposely and specifically talk like you're talking to one person in that audience. And it's much more authentic and it feels better and gives you more authority. Number 2, don't be afraid to use large hand gestures. Large hand gestures show your confidence, that you're willing to take up a lot of space. I see a lot of speakers who have these sort of wimpy hand gestures. And what you're saying is you're saying, gosh, I'm not really sure of myself. So look at your gestures, look at the mirror. Are you going like this? Are you using these big gestures? And that will display confidence. And finally, the third thing about speaking with confidence, and this was revelatory for me. I used to get nervous. I still get nervous. I don't know if it's nerves or excitement. They say Barbara Streisand still throws up before she goes on stage. And I remember something one of my mentors told me, and she said, rather than thinking about what you want to say, how you're going to say it, shift your focus to the customer and think, how do you want your audience to feel? And when you do that, everything changes because you shift from a place of giving to a place of what you want out of the engagement. So I try to think about, I want to impart my feelings about connection or about education, and it balances me, gets me into my heart, and that's how one might speak with confidence. I'm sure there's many other ways. Please write me and tell me, and make it a great week.